The new starter Pokemon Fuecoco, Sprigatito, and Quaxly have been revealed for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. But it's time for me to ruin your hopes and dreams and rank all the starter Pokemon in a tier list. Let's dive in. Yo, whoa, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka A-Drive. I'm bringing you guys a brand new video today, and today we are breaking down the definitive, undisputable, perfect tier list for the starter Pokemon across the Pokemon franchise, baby. I'm gonna be evaluating every single starter Pokemon from Bulbasaur all the way up to Quaxly, Sprigatito, and Fuecoco, and you're gonna have to enjoy my opinions or hate them, whichever way you wanna take it. Hit that like button if you enjoy this video, and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Feel free to let your voice be heard in the comments section below and try to change my mind. You're welcome to give it a try, and don't forget to head over to TeamShiny.com, pick up some of our sweet merch. I got this brand new shiny Hisuian Samurott shirt. It's pretty amazing. We've got other great designs as well at TeamShiny.com, and you can use code Arceus to get 15% off if you pick up 3 shirts or more. Without further ado, let's make some people salty with my amazing opinions and dive into our starter Pokemon tier list. Let's have some fun. Okay, so I have broken out this tier list into a very simple approach. We've got the best Pokemon, which I am going to be rating based on how often I am to pick them, based on how much I love their design in general, and I'll also factor in their evolved forms for the ones that do evolve, and kind of how I feel about those particular Pokemon. So we've got the best, we've got awesome, which are Pokemon that are really cool. I'll often pick them, and you know, I'm a fan of them, especially, you know, compared to other starters. Solid is ones that I think are okay. Like, these are cool Pokemon, don't get me wrong, but you know, they're maybe not at the top of my list. Meh is the ones I think that are like very bottom tier, and you know, I just am personally not a big fan of. And then LOL trash is probably to just make you upset, but mostly Pokemon that you're never gonna see me pick because I just really don't like them at all. And again, I am gonna be factoring their evolutions as well while I discuss them. So let's get things started with my boy Bulbasaur, the first one. He's going straight to awesome. I'm a big Bulbasaur guy. He's often my pick in starter Pokemon if I do Gen 1. I like Venusaur. I really like Ivysaur. I feel like he's our first ever dual type starter, and he's a happy dude. So I just respect Bulbasaur. He's one of my faves, so I can't hate on him. We got the best. Listen, I know people out there, you know, Charizard is very overrated. People love it. He's properly rated. Charizard's an epic dragon. Charmander's phenomenal. I love Charmander because there's an extra level of difficulty in Gen 1 because of Brock and Misty. You kind of start off a little rough, but it's a really clean design. Charizard's obviously one of the icons of the franchise. I would say more often than not, I'd probably pick Bulbasaur over Charmander on a playthrough, but I gotta give the leg up to Charmander just because Charizard really is that epic, and it's one of the faces of the franchise. In terms of Squirtle, man, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna put Squirtle in the solid squad because I really like Squirtle. I like Blastoise, you know, a good amount. I like its Mega Evolution, but I'm never gonna pick Squirtle over Charmander or Venusaur, or you know, Charizard or Venusaur. It's just simply not gonna happen in my mind. So Squirtle, no hate to the Squirtle lovers out there, but to me, he's just not the guy that's gonna stand out. Pikachu, I feel like is cool, so I'm gonna put him in solid. You know, I like using Pikachu in Pokemon Unite. In terms of the main series games, I have some fond memories of Pokemon Yellow, but Pikachu as a starter to me just really isn't something that I'm gonna be that excited about, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna be losing my mind over Pikachu here. You know, he's the mascot of the franchise, but there's other Pokemon that I like way more than Pikachu. So, to me, I feel like I'm gonna put him in solid. You know, usually we pick them because that's our only option, so I kind of just deal with that. And I guess I'll do Eevee at the same time since they're often kind of put together. I'm gonna put Eevee as the best, and it really comes down to this particular Pokemon, which I'm not gonna rank, but you could probably guess. Eevee's the best. I love the concept of Eevee, the fact that it can change into so many different Pokemon. How could you not love Eevee? Super cute, but Umbreon is the best evolution in my opinion by far, and just the chance that I could turn an Eevee into an Umbreon, or if I have to choose Vaporeon, or even Espeon, honestly. I like Glaceon. I mean, there's so many good ones, so how could you not put Eevee as the best? If I'm being totally honest, it's just, it really is that good. Like, how could you not rank it as the best thing? It really is. Moving forward here, I'm gonna kind of jump into Gen 2, I guess, kind of makes sense. Listen, I love Chikorita. Chikorita is generally my go-to starter for Gen 2, but I gotta put it in solid. I feel like overall, Chikorita, Bayleaf, and Meganium are very average / slightly above average starter Pokemon. So even though my pick is Chikorita and I love this little guy, I just can't rank him as high as like a Bulbasaur is to me. Like, to me, Bulbasaur is at a different level than Chikorita, so I'm gonna keep him there. Then we've got Totodile, and I'm gonna also put Totodile. Oh man, this is a tough one. I think I gotta put Totodile in the solid category as well. as I mentioned, Meganium or Chikorita would be my starter over the Totodile line. But Feraligatr is a pretty dope Pokemon. Like, it really is. And Crocodile is really cool. I like the design. He's very strong. Competitively, it's very good. It's way better than Meganium is in that case. So I gotta give him some love there. And then I gotta look at Cyndaquil here. And Cyndaquil, I would say, was gonna go into meh. It was gonna go into meh. Because to me, as much as I like Cyndaquil, and my first ever playthrough of Gen 2 was with Cyndaquil, Typhlosion just doesn't do it for me. However, Hisuian Typhlosion gives it a little bit of extra bump to the solid category. I'm gonna give it to the solid because of Hisuian Typhlosion. So you're welcome, Cyndaquil fans. I feel that Hisuian Typhlosion saves the day for you and keeps you in solid. Regular Typhlosion is cool, but I feel like they just ruin him with 3D sprites, man. He's just so ruined with that. So that's my Gen 2 kind of breakdown. Now we're gonna jump to Generation 3, which features some really interesting starters. And LOL trash. Goodbye! I just did it! Yes, I did. Torchic, Blaziken, go into the trash tier. Never liked this chicken. Never liked it. Combuskin looks very inappropriate. Torchic is a dumb little chicken. I don't like it. And Blaziken, I just hate it. I don't like Blaziken at all. I do not like it in the slightest. To me, it is not even in consideration for a starter, and I don't like its mega either. So take it. Take it. Get angry at me. You know what I mean? Get angry at me. Anyway, moving forward, Trico is generally my starter of choice in Generation 3. I have to say that I gotta put him in Awesome. I feel like Sceptile deserves to go in Awesome. Sceptile's a really cool Pokemon. Its Mega's a bit of a letdown, but Trico's very, very cool. In the anime, he's really cool. I like its design. Grovyle has a dope design, right? And Sceptile's a really cool, edgy looking Pokemon. So I gotta give him Awesome. I feel like that's fair. And then we've got little baby Mudkip. Little baby Mudkip. I'm gonna put him in Solid. I am. I'm gonna put Mudkip in Solid. I don't really like Marshtomp that much. I feel like he's really doofy. Swampert, super cool Pokemon. I like Swampert. Mega Swolpert, he's grown on me over time. I didn't really like him at first, but he's grown on me over time. And, you know, I gotta say, I think Mudkip overall is a solid Pokemon. Usually not my choice, but he's beast and competitive, and he's a cute little guy. So I can't hate on Mudkip too much. I really can't. Now we gotta look at our Generation 4 of starters, which is very fresh in our mind. Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, right? So I'm gonna start with Turtwig. I think Turtwig is my choice. Let me say that Turtwig is generally my choice, but I'm not a big Torterra guy, and that's what hurts me. I like Turtwig, I like Grottle. I don't really like Torterra. I feel like they're kind of meh, they're kind of average, not really where I'm at. So I'm gonna put him in Solid because I like Turtwig so much, but I really, really don't like, I just don't like Torterra that much. So I think if I like Torterra more, I'd probably move it to Awesome. I really would, because it's a sick Pokemon otherwise. Good shiny too. Piplup, I'm gonna put Piplup in meh, and I know people are gonna riot, but man, listen, Prinplup is a derpy looking thing. And I know I just said I like Grottle, but Prinplup is so dumb looking. And in 3D sprites, Empoleon is also very, very bad looking. Piplup is cute, but I just feel like he doesn't do it for me, man. He just doesn't do it for me. Like, Water and Steel is cool, don't get me wrong, but the Empoleon line just doesn't do it for me, man. I'm sorry, I just can't get that excited about it. And I'm actually gonna put Tepig in meh. I'm not actually gonna put it in trash. I'm gonna put it in meh.
Oh, hi. Wait a minute. Who are you?
Tepig is cute. Pignite is kind of cute. Emboar is like, ugh. That's not even a Gen 4 starter. That's a Gen 5 starter. Chimchar is up next. I didn't even do it in order. Tepig, listen, Emboar is like kind of meh in my opinion. I like Tepig though. He'll stay in meh. Let me do Chimchar though. Let me do Chimchar. So I never liked Infernape, but it grew on me a lot. It really did. So it's gonna make it to Solid. I don't like Chimchar per se. Monferno is pretty cool. Infernape is really cool. It's grown on me a lot in terms of like how much I like the Pokemon. So I'll keep it in Solid. It deserves to go there. Now we've got to look at our Gen 5 since I kind of already skipped ahead with Tepig. And I got to look at Snivy. Snivy was originally my choice. Believe it or not, Snivy was my choice for Gen 5. Like when I was a kid, it's generally the starter I picked. I like Superior. I usually go grass types. But to me, Snivy is a mad Pokemon. I've grown. I've changed. My opinions have been reformulated based on where I'm at. And Snivy is a pretty mad Pokemon, dude. Like, Superior is kind of a boring design in my opinion. It's cool with Contrary Leaf Storm, but it's a bit underwhelming. I feel like it just doesn't have the flair to it. And admittedly, like, its middle evolution is kind of bad. And I mean, I just really don't like Snivy that much in general. So, while I do pick Snivy generally in Gen 5, because again, I usually pick the grass starter, and I had a more of affinity towards it in the past, it's fallen off of my list quite a bit. But there's a redemption arc here, because as you can see, I'm wearing this Samurott shirt. Hisuian Samurott was a glow up, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, Samurott is a Pokemon. I never really cared for Oshawott. I've always thought Duat looked dope, and I thought Samurott was okay. Hisuian Samurott, in my opinion, is incredible. I actually really like this Pokemon. I like Hisuian Samurott a lot, which puts Poseidon, or Broseidon as I call him, into the awesome list because of Hisuian Samurott. It is, to me, that awesome of a design that gets it up into that tier. So that's where my Oshawott's gonna go. And I would say that that stands out as my Gen 5 starter nowadays. You know, from that point. You know, I have some special memories with that particular Pokemon. Poseidon, the king of the seas! Looking into Generation 6 now, listen, I really want to like Fennekin. I do. But Delphox is so low tier. It is below low tier that I can't even bring myself to give Delphox anything more than trash. Like, Fennekin is cute, don't get me wrong, but I hate Braixen, and I very strongly dislike Delphox. I feel like it is just a terrible Pokemon design. The little stick is cool, my stick is better than bacon, but I just feel like it looks so dumb. I feel like they really ruined this one, man, and it saddens me, and I think that hatred for Delphox really shines through. Now, looking at Froakie, Froakie is one that I'm sure a lot of people are gonna put in the best. I'm not a big Froakie guy, but I will admit that Greninja is a very, very cool Pokemon. I will say that Greninja is a very cool Pokemon, and Greninja's coolness outshines a lot of potential negatives that I feel about Froakie or Frogadier. Thus, I have to put it in awesome. It would probably be solid, but Shani puts it in awesome for me. I gotta give the extra love to Greninja, because I really do think that Greninja is that good of a Pokemon. The tongue scarf is cool, the ninja vibes, like, it's very cool, very sleek. I love it. I gotta give it to him. So that's my thoughts there. And then I've got Chespin, and again, it's very common for me to say that the grass starters are my type. Chespin's a cool design, not blown away. I like Quillidan, believe it or not. I like that little guy. And Chestnut's cool, but not really it for me. So this falls into the meh category. And again, this is funny because, like, my starter normally would be Chestnut, like, that's the one I normally pick, but I just feel like it just doesn't stack up, man. It just doesn't do it for me. Not anymore, anyway. So I feel like Chestnut falls into the meh category as we move on to Generation 7, which features some really interesting Pokemon. So, Rowlet was my homie from day one, baby. Rowlet was my homie from day one. Dartrix is, I do not like it at all, but Decidueye is very, very cool. Decidueye is a very cool Pokemon. But Hisuian Decidueye does not do it for me, my friends. I do not like Hisuian Decidueye. Therefore, while I would probably put it in awesome, I think I've got to put it in solid. And it pains me to do that because I really do like Rowlet, but the combination of the fact that I don't like Dartrix that much and I dislike Hisuian Decidueye so much, I've got to put it in solid, but not a bad ranking overall there. Popplio, I don't like Popplio at all, man. I'm sorry. I don't like Popplio. I don't like Brionne. Primarina's okay. You know, it's not for me. I can see how it's for someone else, right? I can't see how anyone could like Blaziken, but I can see how someone would like Primarina, so don't get me wrong on this one. But it's just not my Pokemon. So it's gotta go into LOL trash, and that's just how it's gonna be. And then last but not least is Litten. And the saddest part about Litten is it has one of the best middle forms of all time. Torracat is phenomenal. Its shiny is great. It looks amazing animated. And then it turns into Incineroar. I'm sorry, but I can't do Incineroar. I gotta put it in meh. I don't really like Litten that much. I don't really like Incineroar that much. And shiny is really cool. But Torracat is so good. So good. I can maybe argue solid, right? Like, I feel like there's an argument for solid. I'm gonna put it in solid, actually, because I do feel like there's an argument for that. And I can very much so justify it being in the solid tier among some of the other friends there. Then we've got Generation 8 to look at. Yeah, 8. I did, yeah, we're at 8 right now, right? Which is, of course, Sobble and Grookey and Scorbunny. So let's talk about those. So I like Scorbunny at first. Raboot's okay. Cinderace is pretty cool. Not exactly at the top of my list. I think I'm gonna keep it in the, ooh, this one's tough. These guys are tough. These guys really are tough. I'm gonna put him in the, ooh, I think I'm gonna put him in meh. I really am. Not a big Cinderace guy, man. Listen, it's not a terrible mon. I don't hate it. It just doesn't stand out to me. I feel like it's very on par with Snivy with me right now. I've got Sobble. I think Sobble's cool. I want to protect it. I think Drizzile is very meh, like Dartrix. And then I think Inteleon is a sleek design, but it's not for me. Inteleon is not for me. I'm gonna put it in the solid category. And then we've got Grookey. I like Grookey. I really do. And I think, you know, Thwacky's okay. And I think Rillaboom's okay. But they don't do anything for me, right? To me, they kind of sit in a level of like, it's a cool Pokemon, but I don't like, not super in love with it. And then we're down to our new friends, right? And this is, I think, what a lot of people were waiting for. Quaxly, Sprigatito, and Fuecoco. All right? Well, listen. I mean, to me, Fuecoco goes to the best. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it. I love Fuecoco, man. I love this thing's design. I love Peppers. I love that he's a little crocodile. He looks super derpy. You know, he's very cute. He might have a skull on his head. I'm excited to see what he's going to look at. Obviously, for these last 3, I can only base it on them. I don't know what their evolutions are going to be. So I'm gonna give him the best. I really feel like Fuecoco right now for me, and he may be ruined. I'm aware of this. He could be ruined, but right now I really like him. Quaxly, to me, Quaxly goes into meh right now. I don't see the appeal. I don't. He's just like a little Donald Duck. I mean, he basically feels like a copy paste of you know, Ducklet in a way, in terms of just like Pokemon. But his evolution could redeem him. So listen, you know, don't hate me for that. And last but not least is Sprigatito. And I'm gonna put Sprigatito in solid. And the reason why I'm gonna put it in solid is because, one, I think it is gonna evolve into something really dope. But I like its design. It's cute, it's a grass cat, I get it. It's not for me right now, but I think there's a chance. And I'm kind of basing it off of what I'm hoping, I guess, which probably isn't fair to the list, but who cares really? So I think it's solid. So overall, in terms of my list, I feel pretty confident in this, right? Like, to me, Eevee is, like, if I were to rank that, like, I feel like Eevee is just here. Maybe this is what I would do. I really like Fuecoco, if you can't tell. This is probably how I would do this. Yeah, something like that. This one I'm not going to order. There's way too many Pokemon. And in terms of, like, the worst to worst, I feel like Torchic is, like, I just really don't like Torchic, dude. I just don't. I would put you in the top of the meh. You could probably go solid. You're not bad. And, like, Piplup's not bad. Like, I don't hate the meh tier. Like, I don't hate them. I just can't put them in the solid tier. I just can't. That's my tier list. I hope you guys liked it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Like the video if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. And that's it for me. That's my opinions. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.